Thokozani, I am wabadimo and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you so much for choosing to view my video. Today I'll be talking about dreams. So this is part 2 from a video I made, I think, ages ago. So it's just, highlights here and there so that at least we fully, encompass or rather understand what it means when, dreams and all these other things. So now, we come from a year of a very deep, spiritual awakening. Some people were forced to spiritual awakening. Some received their awakenings very well. But now, throughout all of these, dreams have played an important part of our lives. And dreams sometimes, tend to confuse a lot of people, not understanding as to what is happening. Because dreams can come in the form of a past tense, of, a future tense, of a continuation or any other thing, So now, today I'll just hopefully break down, in simple form, because I watched my video and I was laughing. I was like, oh my gosh, sometimes the things I say, but that's the content you signed up for. So let's keep it moving. So when it comes to amaphupho are important. They play an important role. Yes, I sound like a broken record because they are important. And when we dream as a people, it shows our spiritual activity. It shows where we are spiritually. So now you might overlook dreams and be like, but I don't understand, or they're not making any sense. But how you gauge your spiritual health or spiritual well-being is through your dreams. With dreams, there either needs to be a clear message between when and lose like. So now, if I will tell you any clear messages, that can be a dictator, or rather showing there's some breakdown in communication between when and lose like, whereas you get dreams that are like in parables, you're not understanding what they are saying, your dreams are just one series of another thing, whereas some people, the dreams are very direct, that you dream of something, you ask your ancestors, because I have a problem with this, and they come in the dream, they give you the straight answer as is. So now we need to check our spiritual balance when it comes to izinto zamaphupho, because you might find that you've been struggling ngezinto zedlozi and all these other things, and that is the same thing that is happening in your dreams. You always, pupu ya kijima, or pupa, you're about to do something, and then everything just doesn't make sense in the end. That gauges your spiritual stance, or rather where you stand spiritually. So it's important to always go back to the drawing board. I always say doing some spiritual spring cleaning is important, so that you know what is going on with yourself and you do not necessarily feel confused at the time. Because with spiritual people, amaphupho are going to come in varieties. They're going to come in so many ways. Uzophuphela abantu, uzophuphela wena, uzophupha izinto ezizoyenzakala. So now when you're spiritually inclined, it's important that ukwazi ukusefa amaphupho akho, so that you know ukuthi, is this dream for me, or is it not, or whatever the case might be, or you direct, because you will know. For example, you will dream of dirty water, and you know that you haven't been having sex in like decades because you're losified, and you will know that either there's something wrong or konumuntu pregnant, and eventually you will find that there's somebody pregnant in the house. So that's like, dreams are just like a messages and communication, and how amadlozi to communicate nathi, because not everyone is privileged enough to gain access. Not all of us, and and all these other things. So what happened is idlozi comes and speaks to you through your dreams. So now the problem is with people, they do not have patience. Oh God, I've been being passed, but every day you're dreaming of uhamba no Beyonce or something along those cases, and sometimes I always say we need to be spiritually aligned. You cannot be wanting this for your life and you are doing this with your life. You need to align yourself with everything you want, so that everything yako is over clear. Life is spiritual, beautiful people, I always say, and take that into account, because everything is energies. I always say, test your powers, test your lozi powers, not in a disrespectful way, but just to see how far. Ask her this simple question. Bugogo, you know what? I want to do this with my life, but I'm thinking, I would say even no Abu Pasha, you need to be specific. That's how the spiritual world works. You cannot say you want a job because they'll just show you anything. You need to be specific. This is the kind of job I want, and this is how much I want to earn, and this is what I want. That is the same thing, Namados. Everything is spiritual. You need to be direct and know where you're going and what you want, because it's like everything is here to your access. But that is why and what happens is that you always look at you and they're like, because like they do not know you. When I just align yourself spiritually and have direction and know what you want. So coming back to the dreams are important. One, you need to be spiritually structured, because kunamaphupho abantu ahlale in repeat. Lawo maphupho lawo, I always say lawo madlozi lawo bavele babhoreka, and what they do is that they play the same dream over and over. Bavele badlala disc and futhi abadlali ne-disc bafaka la macassette wakudala lawo iloki idlala, and when they just go off and go on dlosification and leave you there to dream the same thing over and over and over and over again until you decode the message and understand what it is they're trying to tell you, because whatever it is they are trying to tell you is going to be able to move you to the next level, and then there's some other dreams that are that are repetition, where else there's something you're not doing properly. Remember, deja vu, all these things that are happening that show you spiritual life is very tricky, and if you don't know your way about it, you might be living Wednesday twice. You find that Tuesday you're okay, but your day is like going so there's so many things going on that we do not understand. Even if there would be a time travel, you won't necessarily understand what just happened, because we're not inclined. And like spiritual life is beautiful. Once you understand the energies around you, you understand yourself and understand where you're going. So it's important that not everything, I always say, people like to complicate things, especially when it comes to dreams. Yes, it's important to want your dream to be translated, but take the message after the dream. This, and then you leave it at that. Take the beads, go uyopahla, do this, so that you see the progress in your life, because it's pointless ukhala every day when you're just chilling. Like chilling. Real life, you're chilling. But ebusuku, you want to be that person lighting 18 candles. Don't do that. Live your truth. Live your life. So now when it comes to dreams, acknowledge of that. There's always something going on. And sometimes you might find I will poop you because of your surroundings or wherever you are. Maybe Idlozi cannot access you wherever you are. Or maybe Idlozi was alfawanga, and that is why I'm a pupa konjalo mo pupa. There's always something that disturbs you in the middle, or there's always someone waking you up and all that. Like I always say, dreams are a spiritual gauge. You just know where you are spiritually. If you are able to dream and dream, go to the bathroom, go help yourself, and then come back, you must know that you are boss in the spiritual level. Like you are boss because you put a pause on your dream and you came back and it continued. That means the dialogue, or rather the connection between when and Nedlozi is strong. But now don't take that and say, yeah, I'm boss, but you need to move with Idlozi lako. Take those messages, apply them in your life, and watch your spiritual life grow. If you dream of something Idlozi lako showing you a certain place, why don't you go there? Uyo malab. I wouldn't say test your powers or puba at a certain place all the time. And when you're about to something happens, wake up, you wake up. Go to that place, Uyoma, you might not know. Maybe that connection to your life is waiting for you there. Maybe you will meet that person. You just don't know. Life is spiritual. And we rely on our dreams as an instrument to always remind us that amadlozi, or rather our angels, and they are always with us. And kancane they come in. And remember, you will not dream. Like you will not dream. It's not because they don't have anything to say, but they've given you so much quizzes and scope and all that, but you're not using it. So up until you do something, bazobuya. But up until you're just chilling and like, oh, my doses are here for me, it'll just be quiet. And sometimes you might not be dreaming of, maybe there's no connection. So let's say it's important to gauge yourself. Tick the boxes, sit down with yourself. Am I doing things right? Am I pure enough? Because remember, amadlozi now, they don't come to an unpure place. If you know you're not looking after your body, because yes, this is the vessel, but your spirit needs to align with the vessel. So if you know you're not looking after yourself and your system is dirty and all these other things, will translate to that. Uzopupa isn't funny, not making sense. Uzopupa dining with Beyonce and remaking, Black is King and calling it Black is Being, that will be you. But if you are aligned, you'll know. And with dreams, I always say, translating in dreams, it's important that you look at the energies, the scenario around the dreams, what is happening around that, and then you'll be able to understand, because some dreams are an opposite translation. You might find I'm dreaming of, okay, let's just take this one, the famous one. You're dreaming of a funeral and you already know Uguti because not all the time when you dream of a funeral someone's gonna get married, but we never know. We just don't know. But even sometimes funerals mean there's something that has to die in the family or that you need to lose so that it can be rebirthed. Because remember, they go back into the ground. And when it's a sacrifice for a sacrifice, because it's deep. So it's one of those things that are there that we need to understand, that dreams are important. And however it is, seek some dream interpretation if you feel a certain confusion to yourself. But amanye mapupo, like for example, if uzopupuhle nomnikazi wamanzi, you cannot want a translation for that. Now, baby girl, you are getting some codes. Codes or some like a deep, and you just need to sit down with yourself, and it's important to decode it first yourself and then go to someone you trust, because sometimes you might be getting those codes and it's and someone was sneaky and they just take whatever it is called. Okay, they won't make, people are slimy out here, but it's one of those things that we need to understand and know that some other dreams, baby, they are for you, and they are just for you. Kunamaphupha wasemndeni, maybe uphuphele bathi ugogo umbona communicating kuna something, those dreams. But dreaming of girl, ezinye izinto, it is just it is just some other way. So it's important that we understand life is spiritual. Once you take it like that, you will know life is beautiful. Life is spiritual. You will not look at everything with a dark eye, with a sad eye, with a confused eye. And it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, and sometimes you might not be like spiritually ready. They bring the dream and you forget it, because people will always complain about, Coco, I forget my dreams. Gauge yourself. Are you spiritually mature enough to understand the message? Or yes, I did my part, eating a message because it's time for this message, but no, I didn't get it, and then they take it back. It's just like deleting that DM. So I always say, gauge yourself. Sometimes you might even find maybe because your system is just dirty, or maybe and your ancestors don't want you to move in the wrong direction, where else they telling you and you at a place now automatically. So what they do, they retract, baby girl. That's just a back little information layer, so I can go on and on and on about how the spectrum is broad when it comes to dreams. But amapupo, they come in many different varieties and form, and they relate to you where you stand at that particular time spiritually. So if you know that you need these answers for or whatever, or there's something that's going to happen in your life, or the whatever breakthrough, they will show you isn't listening, or things that are causing stagnation in your life, or whatever the case may be. Because Tina, we are too quick to jump and young pupuko gala pankijimisa ngomthanyelo Mars nipupidlozi litani to do 1 2 3. So we need to gauge our spiritual maturity and spiritual connection and communication, and how we understand things and relate to things. But that is just about it. So dreams are important. I always say I used to look forward to going to bed. because okay, it was just 3 hours, but I used to look forward to that because I knew that that is the only time like that gogo is gonna come through for me, even if it's just 5 minutes. That's how much you'll take, you know, your dreams seriously. And don't be like, ngiphupe meaning, that's funny. We're not the same people, we're not the same blood type, we're not the same spiritual type. We see and relate to things differently. So it's just about it. I hope I made some sense, you know, and in the lighter note, you will take your dreams seriously and do not always spiral into confusion. Write your dreams down, you know, and always, you know, be spiritually open-minded so that you are able to understand things ngendlela engcono. Don't always look at things ngezinto zasemhlabeni. For example, if you will dream of certain things, let's say for example, uzophupha so many coins and all, you don't already know what's fish coins, and all of those things, but you'll be like, yo, my coin, and you want to cause a hoo-ha about it, you know. Just reevaluate where you stand spiritually. Okay, but Poopy said these things, but currently what is going on with your life? It might be saying something is coming in your life. And because we are all too quick to look at financial gains, we don't even see when Idlos is making you dream of better health in your life, giving you fruits, giving you that. Like, you never see those things, you know, dreaming of rotten, you know, something you never see, you know, when there's something wrong, Idlozi will show you. Even you'll feel mawuvuka from that dream, uzobushaya ovala, or upupu kal, and all these other things. That's why I need to, it's always about spiritual gauge yourself, and that dream will connect, or rather make sense to you as a person. So because we're spiritual people, that is why siphupa. It shows ukuthi sine connection nala sibuya khona. And that is why abantu abadala will use that connection to communicate to us. So respect your dreams, love your dreams, and take your dreams very seriously, you know, and you know, amadlozi awafani. Even you find you go to, sometimes they might show Beyonce trying to stab you, you know, or someone coming in that form, but they will not necessarily show you the person directly. Sometimes they're protecting you because they know your reaction, they know who you are as a person. It's not about who's bewitching you or whatever. It's about what you're doing about yourself, how you're protecting your life, how you're doing this. So I always say, life is spiritual. You know, if you, whatever you feed your energy to, that shall become. So don't always think negative things. When Anjalo, you think like you always fighting in your dreams. Gauge yourself spiritually. Why njalo ngiyala empini? Bangiselani, uhlezi usempini, uhlezi like understand what's going on with yourself. So I hope this was another video that you're gonna like, and subscribe if you're still new to my channel, and comment below, and just take that on a light note and with a pinch of salt, you know, not understanding good. That is the communication, all of that. People die for not dreaming. I always say amadlozi sometimes also need to rest. They don't know, they like via Katala now, but imagine, you know, what they do is just they live that repetition, you know, with the goggles are gone. And even with dreams like being in school and all this, I always say, yeah, I'm still dreaming of being in school, or I'm in university, I'm all you that is the school of lozi. You will never stop dreaming of that, because it does not mean ngobutasi or twalinyong or yenkuk or yembu or yenkomo or yembuzi, now you've arrived. Ukuthasa kupheli iphehle elikhulu or isikole esikhulu esedlozi, and that is why you'll forever be dreaming of that. And if you're dreaming of being stuck lapha crash, you need to know ukuthi usese crash awukhuli, there's always something wrong. And use high school, you need to know that at high school kunama grade amaningi, so you will dream of that up until you graduate and see yourself at a better stage. So it's always that. And you dream of yourself going to school, marama. So if you school, there's something delaying you. It shows you there's something delaying you in your spiritual path. Like that's what I'm saying. Dreams are a lot, you know. And so, but it's up to you how you view your life. But take your dreams seriously. You know, seek interpretation should you wish to, but know that that is a connection. Mosa Pupa, be grateful. It means that your lozis are still looking out for you. So I am wabadimo. Thank you so much for viewing my video. Thokozani.